Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. If you recall, way back in January when I started the channel, one of my very first videos was my predictions for 2016. So I thought it would be hilarious to see how accurate or inaccurate I was, and maybe help me making predictions for 2017 that I'll do when we get back into the start of the year. Here we go.
Our last chance to see Tom Bonin versus Fabian Cancellara, two of the greatest Cobbled Classics specialists of all times.
That's a pretty easy prediction because Cancellara had announced his retirement at that point, so that seems to be coming true.
We'll go at each other one more time. Fabian Cancellara announcing his retirement at the end of this year. Bonin versus Cancellara. I've got it at one apiece. One Flanders, one Roubaix.
That was not entirely accurate, but Bonin was second in Paris-Roubaix and Fabian was second in Tour of Flanders. So off to a decent start.
Guess, which I'm doing, I would say Bonin wins Flanders and Fabian Cancellara rules the pavé.
I got those
the cobbles of Paris-Roubaix
mixed
in
up.
2016.
Reverse.
Giro. Vuelta. Tour de France. Your winner of the Giro this year, Alejandro Valverde, baby.
Not bad. He was third.
Finally, Joaquim Rodriguez is going to win a Grand Tour. Finally, he's going to get that elusive Grand Tour title. Watch for
that was wildly inaccurate. He didn't even race
to win
the
Vuelta and Tour de France. Another Spaniard, Alberto Contador. Sorry, Chris Froome.
Well, sadly, we didn't get a chance to see Contador versus Froome. Contador crashing hard and eventually dropping out of the Tour de France early in the proceedings. I'll call that a push, I think is what they would call it in blackjack. So a tie, but the house wins all ties, apparently.
You're going to have to wait another year to win your third. Watch for Contador to be back at his very best. He was good at the Tour last year.
Sadly,
but he already won the Giro d'Italia in the springtime. Contador tried to do the double, fell a little bit short at the Tour de France. He'll be back at his best at this year's Tour and be able to drop Froome in the mountains and win the Tour de France again. Let's move forward a little bit further in the summertime to the Olympic road race for the men and the women. For the men, Michael Kwiatkowski changed teams. He'll be highly motivated in the Sky program. Might have a little bit of help from some of his teammates on Sky, but
that was wildly inaccurate. Greg van Avermaet was the winner, and Kwiatkowski was dropped, finished many minutes behind in the men's race. I'll rectify that for the World Championships, hopefully, in 2017.
During the Olympic road race, but watch for Kwiatkowski to win Olympic gold. For the women, Marianne Vos will be back. The woman from the Netherlands, one of the greatest female cyclists of all time, plagued by injuries recently, but I think she'll be back at her best. When she's riding well, nobody can touch her, especially when the stakes are high like they are.
Anna van der Breggen won the women's Olympic road race from the Netherlands also. But you don't get any credit in BobkeTV for identifying the same country that the athlete is from. And Marianne did race quite well at the Olympic Games, but that was not accurate.
At the Olympic Games.
Can't take any credit for that.
Cav versus Kittel. 9 sprint stages at this year's Tour de France. And Mark Cavendish will be the best sprinter at this year's Tour. He'll be back at his best. He has a fantastic team.
Wow.
Dimension Data. Won a stage last year in the Tour de France as MTN Kubeka. Same team, different sponsor, with the addition of Cavendish and Mark Renshaw, his #1 lead-out man. All right, we're going to go to
Well, that was absolutely spot on. 4 stage wins for Cav. Got the better of Greipel, Kittel, all the other fast men consistently through the Tour de France. I'm not sure how I was able to divine that. If I were a gambling man and put piles of money down on Cavendish winning multiple stages of the Tour back in January, I might have made some serious moolah. That was a good one. I'm not sure. I just thought that he had a new team he was able to ask the team to hire his core group of teammates that he feels most comfortable with, and a lot of pressure, big year, and I just thought Cavendish would be back at his best, and
The
most certainly
rainbow
was the case.
curse. Peter Sagan will have the curse lifted. Peter Sagan is going to have
Now.
his best season ever and win plenty of races, including perhaps a monument in the springtime.
That is pretty good. He did win Tour of Flanders. He did win 3 stages of the Tour de France. He did have his best season of his career. So,
Watch for Sagan to win Milano-San Remo in the rainbow stripes.
that did not happen.
Great
but
bike racer.
He did
And
win
watch for
Flanders.
Sagan to be flying in this year's Tour de France. Bust and breakout.
Let's talk about Sagan's tour. It was competitive nearly every day, either first or second, at least half of the stages, and a dominant performance in the green jersey competition. Won that for, I think, the 5th time now. So 4th or 5th. So that was eerie in how accurate it was for his whole season. I got Milano-San Remo wrong, but he did have a mishap in the closing kilometer of the race. Otherwise, lights out Arnaud Demar, who was declared the winner of Milano-San Remo.
Bust. Sorry to say, Marcel Kittel is going to be a major disappointment for the Edix team. Don't think they have the structure.
Now I'm on a roll. Kittel, by his own admission, did not have a great 2016. Only 1 stage of the Tour de France, and he barely won that one. And the rest of the year was not at the dominant best that we've seen him in recent years. So that's, I'm not sure. It's pretty bold to say that about anybody that's had such a great season. But in bike racing, it seems like when you sign a long-term contract, that's a big part of it. You've had a great year. It seems like a lot of riders plateau at that point, have some disappointing races, and then come back up to their highest level. So we'll see if Kittel can do that again in 2017 and have a stomping year.
The problem is maybe they're too good. Their lead
That's another part of
capable
the
winning
equation
races in their own right.
for
And if
Kittel is
misfires, he won't have the whole giant
he
team
wasn't able to
working
win
for him like he has
stages, the
been
Edix
the last
squad
few
started
years.
maybe thinking about racing
Kittel,
for themselves.
Maybe 2017, but it's going to be a tough year for
Sorry
Kittel.
about the focus,
Breakout.
by the way.
Fabian Aru is going to have another great year. He'll
That's
be right
wrong.
there with the stars in the Tour de France. The Astana team is working for Aru.
Aru focusing on the Tour, including having Vincenzo Nibali, the 2014 winner of the Tour, race for him. Finished 13th. That was, I did not see that one coming, to be honest.
Winner of last year's Vuelta. He's going to push Froome and Contador to the absolute limit. Those are my predictions for 2016.
All right.
If you have any comments.
Well, if my predictions are that accurate for 2017, in 2018 I'm going to bet some money on what I think is going to happen. Anyways, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching and subscribing. Please comment on how well I did with my predictions. And if you'd like to subscribe, just click on my face. If you'd like to buy some t-shirts, just click on the t-shirts and it'll go straight to the merchandise. Thanks a lot, everybody. Until next time.